running cuts in, but on my pockets, me need my DNA. Baby for lunch, but we call me a star before BBC. Don't take a lot to get rid of me. Me and them don't get the same. Me and them don't get the same. Boy, that they gonna know who the name is. They say I move like I'm nameless. Cause I only got for the money bags, and I don't really wanna be famous. You know what's up? You know what's up? You pretend, you gonna lie, we don't be gang.
Crazy, we at the top and we never gonna stop. Hop in a ghost, I'ma get crazy. I just got off of the jet and I cry. My winning a Humvee, I lie. I be on go cause I come from the shot. I'm shooting back, I ain't ducking no shots. Got power like Samson, I cut off the locks. Chirac, Timmer, in the cut like I'm Fredo Santana. Usual bench and I hop in the Bama, the world is mine. I'm Tony Montana, I'm Pelican Fly. Diamonds on me cause I'm rapping.
The first quarter of the season already in the rear-view mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports.
Takes it at the 7.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession.
And they're led out by the #1 overall pick back in 2018, Baker Mayfield.
And this is a game for grit, determination, and somehow finding a way not to panic. What a horrible start for them. I mean, they haven't won a game yet. So now, as a quarterback, you're not just talking to your team. You've got to demonstrate to them what they need to do to win. He's got to be the leader by how he plays.
Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play.
Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
Last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now Mayfield. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just 1. The numbers on the ground for Walker a week ago. 19 carries, 102 yards.
Just an excellent performance from them on the ground last week, and that speaks to an offense that is operating at a high level on all fronts. Of course,
pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
3rd and long for Mayfield. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Back deep, a Louisiana native, Jarvis Landry. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And this will be taken at the 13. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time.
They're led out by an electric 3rd-year player from the University of Utah, Tyler Huntley.
On that play! On that play! Check! Ready?
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara.
And not a whole lot there. Maybe a yard to the 27.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
60 boxes. Check. Hey. Check. Panther.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And this is incomplete.
But when you're going up against a talented receiver like that, you just know that they're going to bring more people to him, right? They're going to double cover him every chance they get.
I think that is what we're going to see all game long. An early taste of that double, maybe even sometimes triple coverage we might see.
Yeah, I think what they're counting on, his talent to sometimes beat that double coverage.
To throw, Huntley. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. And they convert on third with a gain of 22.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. The Saints in 3-1 here through their first 4 games. And they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Here's Huntley. Throw left side complete to Troutman. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A gain there of 30 big ones.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Darrell Taylor got in there to drop him. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Huntley to throw. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. His 2nd rushing touchdown on the campaign and 4th overall. And the Saints get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. What's good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive in total 8 plays. And in the end, the finishing touch, an 11-yard run. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Takes it at the 7. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their 2nd drive. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. Mayfield's throw caught here by Metcalf. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Extra point by Seibert up and good, and we are tied at 7. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This taken in at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their 2nd drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Darrell Taylor, now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Almost feels like anything you can do, we're going to try and match or do better. We've already seen 1 touchdown pass from the opposition. They tried to equal it on that throw.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Mayfield. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Running right, here's Walker. A little juke. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 15, 1st down Seahawks. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football, overtime.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Give the sack to David Onyemata, the product of Nigeria by way of Canada. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the 1st down sack. Mayfield, and his throw's going to be incomplete.
Anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
Throwing, Mayfield. And that is incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And now hold everything here as the challenge flag is out. And we're going to get a review of that last play. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. They go play action here on 1st down. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
We'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Off play action. Huntley. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. And now that brings up 4th down there. A loss of 6 yards on the sack. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Now it's Lockett. (7-7) our score after 1. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Being chased, and a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
They still can't get him. And he's going to go down again. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
A 46-yard punt, 4-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Coming up in prime time here in Week 5, a couple of division rivalries on the docket, beginning tonight in the AFC North with the Bengals and Ravens from Baltimore at 8:20 Eastern. Then tomorrow, Monday Night Football, Raiders and Chiefs from Arrowhead in the AFC West. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Seahawks have picked it up, and they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line.
Recovered by Seattle.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
So the false start will back them up 5.
False start, offense.
And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time, and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
And now here's a throw that's complete. Good cover defensively as they get to him just beyond the 45 after the juke. And the Seahawks on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 5. To throw, Mayfield, and that is incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part to gather the football, but you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away, and it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, the second sentence of the coach's address.
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
Huntley's throw taken in by Landry. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Even in a down year statistically, Juice Landry still produced over 50 catches to lead Cleveland in his final season there. A milestone awaits Landry, though, this season. He's almost a lock to jump into the top 50 all-time for receptions. One of those goes for a 1st down this time.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. 2nd down and 5.
On the Seahawks 48-yard line.
Off the play fake. Huntley. Flush to his right.
All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
On 3rd down, here's Kamara. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Now in his 6th season, Kamara just continues to be one of the best dual-purpose backs in football. He's never missed a Pro Bowl, and he has the most total yards in the NFL since entering the league in 2017. He actually played in his fewest games in a season last year and still had over 1,300 yards.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
You gotta love a guy who'll stand in there and deliver. No matter what the pressure, waits for the route to come open, hangs in there, and completes the pass.
To throw on 2nd down, Huntley. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 20-yard line. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7.
Okay, ready?
Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle. That's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Huntley.
That is caught by Olave. Touchdown, New Orleans.
A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Saints have moved out in front. Lutz with the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. A 10-play drive that time.
And it was Chris Olave who finished things off with a touchdown.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
From the 6. And able to get this out to the 25.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. Mayfield to throw it. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football, because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're...
Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off by Quandre Diggs.
And the Seahawks will have the football as this is taken up past the 30.
But when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
Following the interception, Mayfield. And this one complete to Will Fuller. Clock running, and the Seahawks, they're running too, trying to speed up to the line of scrimmage. Pressure comes, and down goes Baker Mayfield. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts.
as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby.
Holding. Defense.
So the holding call on the offense, so they go ahead and decline that one and take possession of the football on the INT. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Back to throw. Huntley. And he rifles it complete, caught by Landry. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. 2nd and 2. 1st down marker at the 8. Operating from the gun. Huntley. Again, he's got that man Landry. And the Saints are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
Draw play. Here's McAllister. It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. To throw on 2nd down. Huntley. And he's got it. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara with career touchdown number 70. And the Saints will extend their lead here just before halftime. Lutz good on the extra point. And it's now 21-7. So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. Fielded right around the 8. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So it's halftime here in New Orleans with the Saints out in front. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports half message received here. No need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the 3rd quarter. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for
for the third quarter. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. So here are the Saints to take over. They've got the lead right now in this contest, and they're coming off that victory a week ago against the Minnesota Vikings. Set to go, 1st and 10. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Darrell Taylor able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this third quarter.
That's a good bounce-back play right there after taking a sack on 1st down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
On 3rd down, they'll run it with McAllister. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Huntley. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off. Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 26. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets, because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
And he'll go right back to Landry. It's complete again. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Giving back-to-back catches now. That one for 16 and another 1st down.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they can be set up with a 1st and goal.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. A give running left, McAllister. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5.
It's largely been the air attack that's gotten them down here, but now is where you start to lean on that running game. That's a good pickup there on 1st and goal.
They'll run up the middle with McAllister. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
I have to laugh a little bit because he actually handed it off. I thought with the 2 touchdown passes he's thrown in this one already, he'd go ahead and fling and try and get a 3rd one.
Yeah, now from this spot on 3rd down, I think he'd probably throw it here. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sack back around the 8. On 4th down, Huntley. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Here's Walker to start the drive. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Mayfield down.
This is the tight end Fant. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Mayfield looks to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Dancing, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Back to throw. Huntley. And his throw here's incomplete.
And those two just have been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He completes another one to Landry. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
And that big gain may just change the thought process here on 4th down. I think in the red zone, they might now consider going for it on 4th down.
On 4th down, Huntley. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a 3rd situation, head coach might...
And he's taken down here by the Saints. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Back-to-back sacks have this place in a frenzy as they line up again 3rd and long now. Out of his end zone, Mayfield. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. 3 quarters have come and gone. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. Now a fair catch called for and made right on the 45-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 46. Eluding the press. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
To throw, Huntley. In trouble, and he's taken down. Darrell Taylor able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Huntley.
Looking left side, that's caught by Landry. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? At this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think he continued to do so.
Here's Huntley. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And the Seahawks are right back in this football game. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. 25 yards there on the catch and run. And that last throw, Charles, puts him over 15,000 yards passing now for his career.
And, Brandon, they're not going to stop the game and give him the game ball here, but that's still a pretty impressive number, and he's got plenty of more good football ahead of him. Although I would say the team should give him a game ball after it's all over.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a first down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half. Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now Mayfield. He'll find Metcalf. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 22-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Good yardage on the completion there, and when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Under 4 to go now as they come up on 2nd down. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. From the gun, Mayfield. Escaping the pressure right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. They'll run for it. It's Walker. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Thought they might throw the football with a little chunk that they had remaining on 4th down, but they ran it. They got it.
And the reason they were able to get it done, he ran that play with conviction, didn't he? Understood he would get a little bit of help from his friends up front, but it was really on him to go ahead and make the power move and get it done, and that he did.
A gain of 7 that time. Second and goal. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got it second and goal as they look for a late touchdown. On second and goal, Mayfield. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. They do tack on the extra point as well. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They run it again with Kamara. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on third down. Huntley to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Jordan Brooks with it. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's first and 10. Mayfield. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. They need to get this to the 24 on third down. Now Mayfield. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. Touchdown, Seahawks. DK Metcalf with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Seahawks are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Seibert on for the PAT. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it's DK Metcalf who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
Now Huntley. Pass complete. Thomas. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's first and 10. Here's Huntley. They'll roll him out right.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Third and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure, and if you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback, and then make sure you blanket the field.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third. Here comes the Saints punter now as he's on here to punt it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. This will be fielded at the 17. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return. And control of the football, switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. At 5 yards, not going to cut it here. That clock continues to run. Taken down by Pete Werner.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 29-yard line.
So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So it's the Seahawks who are going to get the first crack at things. They'll possess it to start things off here in overtime. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. As Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And everyone knows the OT rules, Charles, but pretty simple formula. They go down and get a field goal, we continue play, but if they can find the end zone on this possession, ball game over.
And as meticulously as all teams plan for a game, I don't doubt for a second on that offense coordinator's play sheet, he's got some overtime plays that he wants to run. I know it sounds crazy, but they plan for everything. 1st and 10 all the way throughout the game, 2nd and 7, whatever. Right now, he's looking at that play sheet saying, if we get to overtime, what can we break out that they haven't seen?
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 51 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. Mayfield on 1st down. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Mayfield. This is Fant on the short completion. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
And they need 5 yards on 3rd down here to keep this opening drive of OT alive. Pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield.
This is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time multiple guys get to it.
Now here's Michael Dixon on for a very important punt here in overtime. Yeah, he was looking for the checkout bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here.
Well, their defense did the job, got off the field without giving up any points, and now, Charles, all they need here is a field goal, and they get the victory.
Yeah, and this is the way I love overtime. I'm one of those really, really old school guys that like sudden death right from the beginning. Well, we've got it now because any points wins the game. On defense, get a safety, a pick six, fumble return, you can win it as well. So I'm really looking forward to this series and see how both sides play it.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. To throw again, Huntley. That is hauled in by Michael Thomas. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Huntley. They'll get this out to Kamara. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. Back-to-back completions, and that puts them in enemy territory.
And we're always looking for that elusive term, momentum, aren't we? And I think they're building it with the back-to-back completions. Now they feel like they can either take a shot or continue to build it the way that they're doing now. Safe throws, get it to their playmakers, and see what happens.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
Fumble on the play. Recovered by Seattle.
Mayfield now after the fumble recovery. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Mayfield now. That is taken in by the tight end Fant. He's still on his feet, and he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. That was an excellent come-from-behind victory, Charles, especially there in the fourth quarter. Both offense and defense were clicking. They're going to feel good about this one.
Boy, are they ever, because the deficit they faced certainly wasn't small. They obviously did not give up on that one, and in the end, how about that come-from-behind victory? They'll cherish this one for a while.
So for the Seahawks, it took a while, but they finally get that first win after 4 straight losses. And they'll head back home next week.
Sold a million records, yeah. Used to be on my checklist. Big diamonds don't need a necklace. Look, we built the sound like it's stuff to Tetris. I cannot build without God in it. We built the sound, you can't copy this. I never brag, it's just confidence. I never rap for your compliments. I wrote this one for the indie grind. If you ain't signed on the dotted line, can't buy my soul with no dollar signs. The industry so full of troglodytes. I don't follow trends. Run it up. Say that with my chest. Run it up. No, I will not bend. Run it up. Game time in it. Game time. I don't follow trends. Say that with my chest. I will not bend. Game time. Run it up. 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 You gotta put in that work, dog. I put the kingdom first. I know that you gotta wait for your turn sometimes to build something really sustainable. Work on your catalog, so the day that you finally pop off, they'll see it's not just a once off. You put in time, the harvest is ready, it's ripe. I thank God for the payment. That's a solid foundation. When I finally make it, I'll give God all the praises. G.O.D. who conquered evil forces. I don't trust in chariots or fortresses. Yeah, I walk by faith. I don't follow trends. Run it up. Say that with my chest. Run it up. No, I will not bend. Run it up. Game time in it. Game time. I don't follow